Somebody asked me a very interesting question in my TikTok DM. So I'm going to read it first. This person says, or asked, "Hi Fong, it's for my personal perspective. Is the digital ID and face recognition used in China affect the everyday people and their quality of life? In your personal opinion?" So he's asking me if digital ID and face recognition is affecting Chinese average day people, their quality of life. And I must say, yes, it does. Extremely. This is your favorite half Chinese. But before I will let you know why, I would like to ask you if you could just smash that like button and share the video. And also on request, I have now a buy me a coffee link, but you can only donate to support my work if you are also financially capable. I do not want you to get in trouble. Then a like would also be just as good. Anyway, let's continue. Yes, it does affect the people everyday life, but before we are going to talk about that, we must understand why it does what it does. Every time when you think of something, you need to understand the history. So I will start off with a little story about famous Mr. Mao. He was actually robbed one day. He was walking, I believe it was to Shanghai, but it might have been to Beijing. China was that poor at the time, when in his younger years, right? And he was taking a nap along the road, and then he woke up and his shoes were stolen. Now, mind you, he wasn't wearing fancy shoes or Jordans like all the kids want today. But he was wearing hemp shoes. In Cantonese, we call it chohai, which is made out of ropes. It's the cheapest thing that you can have. Even though those shoes were so extremely cheap, they were stolen from him. Now, the people can leave entire packages outside of their home. When the delivery comes, a lot of times you just put it in front of your door. Televisions, computers, new dolls, I don't know. But it will not get stolen. Hardly anything will get stolen in China. There was also a YouTuber, I forgot his name, who left his computer or his laptop on a table. And nobody even looked at it. Then he went back and he put some money with it. And nobody even looked at it. They just walk. Because why would you steal it? If he goes to the police, within 10 minutes, they know who you are. So look at from the perspective of Chinese people. Coming from a time where even your hemp shoes will get stolen if you just close your eyes to take a nap, to a situation where you can literally leave everything outside and nobody will steal it. And especially also for the women. I saw another African American influencer, and she was going through Shanghai and running at 3 a.m. She says, "I can't do this at home." She cannot do this at home. She also was scared to take the subway because people get punched in the face just for being in the subway. That's unheard of in China. Or thrown in front of the subway. It's unheard of in China. So yes, it does indeed affect their daily lives. It makes their lives much more free than it used to be. Because when you're constantly on the threat of any crime going to happen to you, you don't live in freedom. You live in fear. So that is actually my answer to this question. And that is also why it is so important for people to understand the history of certain events or things that lead up to the event which is current. And then you can understand why people would agree, but there might also be people that don't agree. Like in China, they always say, I've never met a person from the mainland that had a problem with it, to be honest. And the only thing that I say, if you're not a criminal, why do you care? Because they see that it is actually protecting them from crimes. China was so extremely unsafe, and now it's one of the safest countries in the world, right? So that is freedom to them. For us, we have a totally different government, so we have a different perspective on these kind of things. So in the West, they would think in a different way. Whether the Chinese are right or the Westerners are right, or whether the Westerners are right or wrong, or the Chinese are wrong, it doesn't really matter. It is about the history, why they view things, how things are being viewed. So for them, yes, obviously, it does affect their daily lives. It keeps them safe, and I understand that a lot of people think that they will be affected by it. No, the government isn't watching 1.4 billion people. Just think for a second that it is almost impossible. They will not call you because you crossed the crossed a red light or whatever. Anyway, let me know what you all think of this in the comment section. Uh, do you also agree that people need to understand the history of the country in this event to understand why people would be bothered or not be bothered with it? And also, let me know what you think of all these cameras. But please keep it respectful. We're not uncivilized barbarians. We're here to learn from each other. And that was my personal view. And you know what I've heard from people, honestly, I've never heard anybody complaining about cameras. Every time they say the same thing, it keeps us safe. Also understand that women running outside at 3 a.m. is unheard of in most of Western cities. So yeah, it's kind of freedom with what Westerners would perceive as being freedom taken away. Anyway, that was it. Your favorite half Chinese. Please like, share, and if you have not yet, then follow. And as always, have a great day. Your favorite half Chinese. Already said that. Anyway.